Hey everybody, it's the Redstone Wizard here again, bringing you another Redstone tutorial. This time, what I got for you is a Skulk Catalyst farm, which then will allow you to get some more shriekers that will not be they'll only scream at people, and some sensors and some additional Skulk blocks. And this is a very simple farm to build. In fact, this probably has the least amount of redstone out of most of the farms I've ever built other than the iron farms. But the whole premise is we're using game mechanics to get what we want. So as you can see in the background, we are getting quite a few wardens. In fact, we're getting roughly about 240 wardens an hour. Now, killing them is strictly up to you. I'm just using a drowning method because lava doesn't kill them. They're immune to lava. So, there's another one. But yeah, so we're just utilizing, so it's the game mechanics that we're using. So let's take a look at how this is. It's just a huge box with bamboo, scaffolding, and bubble columns. And a water tray to push them out of the area. Into the kill chamber. Like I said, I'm just drowning them. It does take them a long time, so... But they don't despawn when they're taking the damage. No matter how... they just won't despawn if you're just in the area. And just so that they're like, oh, no, this doesn't work in survival. Well, we just had a warden. And I'm running around. And let's see if I get hit. And I'm not even getting hit. Even with the carpet here, carpet's just to prevent other mobs from spawning in the area. Because I just don't want them to spawn in the area. Treat this almost like the Deep Dark. But yeah, I put it here just for that reason. And you can actually just stand on here, letting them all go. Get yourself a trident, throw it here so you can work around in the area. You can AFK right here. No problems. And the wardens will spawn in. You'll get the darkness effect. And they won't even touch you because first is they chase after the noise that we are making underneath here. So, what do you say, guys? Let's get to building this thing. Alright, everybody. We're back. And pretty much I've got almost exact quantities. Some options, some other options are there for you. But let's just look at what we need to build this thing. So, first off, you're going to need a lot of scaffolding. And I do mean a lot of scaffolding. Probably even more than this. But based around the height that you have it, in fact, actually, I probably don't even have, I don't even have the right number, but based around the height, you're going to probably need, you're going to need, well, per level, 3 stacks plus 33 per level. So this one is 32 blocks. And then the rest of these are for the top section. So we're dealing with 33 3 stacks plus 33 scaffolding per level, and we want to get it high up there, so at least 26 blocks. And that's if you just push them into a kill chamber immediately. No chance for them to bunch together like I have in the other one. 17 fence gates. You could use signs, but fence gates are a lot easier, at least for one section. So I use fence gates, period. A bunch of blocks that are going to surround the entire casing, 45 soul sand, a bunch of water, one sticky piston, two observers, a noisemaker, for me it's a trapdoor, a lever to activate the entire system, a solid block, some mob proofing for keeping an area completely cleared, 3 stacks plus 33 things to put the scaffolding on, so either slabs, solid blocks, glass. I'm just going to be using slabs. Then you're going to have a naturally spawned shrieker. As you can see down in the corner, I have one that is not, it's been spawned in with command blocks, but it's set up to be able to spawn wardens. Then either you're standing on the shrieker or you're going to use a trident, some type of collection method, and some type of killing method. Your choice. So let's toss out all of these, break that. And what we're going to do is start out with the shrieker. First thing is, you do not want to stand on it at all. So cover it up. So now you can make as much noise as you want. Get rid of all the sensors around it so that you're not activating this, getting a warden in, and then having to run away, come back and do it again. So completely encase it just to prevent you from bumping it. So whatever level the shrieker is at, if you can, go down 2 blocks. This part is wherever you want, but you want the trapdoor in line with the shrieker. You can have it up top if you feel like it. You can have it in any of these, up or down, doesn't matter. And you're going to have to clear a fairly large area, a little larger than your casing. I just went 3 additional blocks because that's just going to be quite useful. So then, what we need to do is get our observers, and we're just going to make a simple observer clock. I'm going to be building this one from the top, and a lever to power. There we go. So now we got a spot where we can stand, activate noisemaker, and if you are using the player, raise this up one. If you're using the trident, don't worry about it. But now we don't have to worry about bumping into it. So from here, with right above the noisemaker, right above it, we are going to place a piece of soul sand. And then we are going to go out, 2 in every direction. In fact, and we're going to follow this pattern. We're going to put in we're going to be putting in soul sand in a very specific pattern. So, but let's just set up for our floor. So first, make it a lot easier on us because we can walk around on this. Light it up if you need to prevent any other mobs from spawning, but they could spawn in here if you're within a certain area. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Whoops. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're just going to fill this in, making a 15 by 15 area. And yes, you should have a floor and spawn proof the floor. For this one, it's just that, and then you can spawn proof it any other way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we count these, it's going to be a 15 by 15 area. So afterwards, and these don't have to be slabs. They do not. They could be whatever block you want. I just think it's easier, especially from the bottom, to look and see certain aspects of the farm working. It's a personal preference with that. So we'll fill this in. And now, time to grab our soul sand. So every piece of soul sand, we're going to go up. Depending on the way, from the center one, if you went up and then went this way and placed it, you're going to continue doing that all around. Or if you went up and went to the right like I did, or up, it's up to you. But pretty much, we're going to go to a soul sand, move in one direction that we already did, and move over and place a soul sand. And we're going to repeat that until we hit the edge, and then we're going to do it to the next one. And bust out all these blocks. Now, if you notice, we get a 4x4 right in the center here. And that's fine. That's what we need to see. And I'm just going to knock this out. And for those that want to know, you can actually use this setup also for sugarcane. In fact, because of how effective it is for sugarcane, that's the reason why I'm using it here. It's maximizing the spawning areas for the Warden while maintaining a nice solid area for the Warden to spawn. And that is literally the whole point behind this, is to give space so the Warden could spawn in without having to worry. And you'll end up with something like this. Here's our center. We got a few what I would call dry spots, but that's not a big issue. So now what we're going to do is on all these slabs, and this is the other reason why I was using slabs, is because I'm not different color blocks, something to tell the difference between the floor, where the bubble columns go, and the scaffolding. Pretty much if it is a slab for me, put scaffolding on it. And we want to fill this thing completely up with scaffolding. And the more scaffolding you are using here, it's fine. It's okay to use as much scaffolding as you want. But make sure that all of this is filled up, because nice thing about scaffolding when it comes to mobs is, unlike mobs, player's the only one that could go through the scaffolding. Mobs go up, but they can't go down. So we're utilizing that to our benefit. So continue placing the scaffolding down. And if you need to, continue, and once you get all your scaffolding down and you have all of it placed down, come around your edge and then just fill it in and get this as high as you want. I recommend about 35 blocks, just low to mid 30s. And get yourself your water, and everywhere you're making a bubble column. all of these become bubble columns. No other blocks will be going in there. No tricks other than the standard game mechanics. And the nice thing is the warden will spawn in on the scaffolding, but not in the bubble columns, or I just say put everything as a bubble column. And they have harder trouble spawning in when the bubble columns are every other block. So that's the reason why this pattern was set up, was to maximize their spawning spaces. As you can see, they got a good amount of spawning spaces and maximize the chances of them hitting a bubble column and going up. Now, the reason why we have the noisemaker is so that it forces them to come to the center and have an even greater chance of hitting a bubble column. So, as you pillar up with all your scaffolding and pillar up with all of this, getting it up to at least 32 high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2. Okay, so that's going to be our height. So, and the nice thing is, other than, you don't even have to use a comparator clock for this. It's just compact. That's the reason why I'm using it. You can use whatever clock you want. You just gotta fairly often activate the trapdoor. Activate your noisemaker, which could be a piston that sets the clock off again. In fact, the easiest way to do this is get your scaffolding all the way. Get the amount of scaffolding you want per section, and then just stand down here and go. And when you run out, move to the next. Get another block, and move to the next slice. And make sure you fill in the outside with your wall block. You can even use walls, you can use glass, trapdoors, whatever. This is more designed to try to keep the water in and keep the warden from falling out and hitting you while you are AFKing at the bottom, not taking a screaming guy at you saying, "Get out of my area." Because one, he's going to be too far away from you, and two, he gets distracted by the trapdoor first versus you. So after you get your entire floor built up to this point, and you get your water in. Now you could use ice here. Make sure you break them Use water buckets, but downfall to using water buckets here is this one. If you use, you can't just lean here, place it, because it's going to become waterlogged. So you would have to use a solid block or break this and you build up with kelp. And you got a spot you can stand here because we can't place kelp on soul sand. But any other block, which then you can break and then replace, So if you wanted to, you can have it all as slabs and then place your kelp down and process it up. Then when you're done, break it, replace, and have it as a different color. Something easy to break. Moss would work, slime, honey. All of those will work. So I'm going to build this up, get it up to this height, and we will be right back as soon as I get that done. Alright guys, we're back, and I got it all built up, got bubble columns. Took me a bit longer, even with commands, but yeah. So what we got to do now is come up to the top, and wherever the water is, place a piece of scaffolding in it. We need to have these completely flat because we don't want the warden to... We want the warden to jump up on here and do nothing. Well, at least when it comes to movement, it's we want to control everything about their movement. So we're going to utilize the scaffolding being waterlogged to do that. So as soon as when you get all this put in, and yes, you can once you get it up to this height, fill it in and then put your water in, and then get your kelp going, or however you're going to do the water. Build it up one at a time. Ice. Method's strictly up to you. But now, once you get all of it set up with scaffolding, we're going to come, you're going to pick one side, and we're going to go right to the middle, which is right here. And we're just going to place 3 scaffolding, and then we're going to place solid blocks all around. Then, counting from this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and fill in these. Completely fill them in. And we can take and add an extra block here. Extra blocks there. Blocks there. And grab our fence gates. And then just go all the way till the edge of the scaffolding. Then just setting it up. Pretty much surround the scaffolding and open them up. And like I said, you could do it with signs. It's just you require 2 more signs for this. So, yeah, that's up to you. Now, what we're going to do is temporarily just place 2 blocks into the corners back here, opposite side of our there. And all along here, just run water. Same thing with here, in between, and then run water all the way across. Break these out, throw water there, break that out, throw water there. Now we got them all coming and getting pushed to the center here. Now we don't have any water here, but what we are going to do is we're going to place and just 2 buckets of water there and there, and that should, if it doesn't, just we need to make sure that we have nothing but water sources on this back row. Hence why we're using 8 blocks. When they come in, they're going to be walking in here and drop. Now we need to have a 2 block high in here, 3 blocks with the scaffolding. And to prevent them from going any higher, cover up this entire roof area, and I do mean the entire roof area, with whatever block you want, as long as it's not scaffolding. I'm just going to use the glass because I just want it to look like it. Keep it uniform. And this will process all of your wardens. And as soon as we finish here, as soon as you finish with this, then you pick your kill chamber. You pick your killing method of the warden, your collection method, every little detail that you want. You can actually have the warden drop down 1, 2, 3 blocks on the 4th block down here. This is where they'll drop and still be able to spawn more wardens in. So that's the reason why we made it this high, was just so that we can constantly keep wardens coming into the farm without having any issues. So now, if we come down here, let me go, cleared my inventory. Let me grab my trident. Come over here, flip this, and throw the trident down. You cannot be on easy for this, so can't be on peaceful for this, so has to be on hard. You can build this in peaceful, or you can even build it in hard. It all will work. In fact, I think I am in peaceful just to be able to all right, let's see here. There we go. Now we'll get a warden. There we go. And as you can see from the previous one, we are going to do, he's going to hear the noise, run up, get collected in here, and moonwalk backwards. And then he's just going to drop down to the void area where he'll be taking damage and die. And as we get another one, he's going to do the exact same thing. And this is 15 seconds-ish. Takes approximately 15 seconds for them to pop over and do this. And because they are down here, because like I said, every 15 seconds, we're getting one. Which is far faster than on Java. Probably this is the fastest one without using any major redstone out there. But like I said, you choose your killing method. If you want this killing method, it is literally 3 signs, 2 walls, soul sand, a block open, a bunch of water, 4 scaffolding, and something to drop the items down to collect, and water to push them all the way over. That's it. You can look at this and get yourself a good idea how I'm killing them, or you can throw a trident killer together and kill them that way if you want, and they just keep coming. And coming. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, leave it down in the comment section. Or if it's a major issue, I recommend joining my Discord. Link to that will be in the description. If you want to support me, you can subscribe. But you guys, this is the Redstone Wizard. Enjoy building.